Hello! Hope everyone is doing today. Alright, today class we are going to do integers. Let's go over a little bit. See what will be on the slides. Definitions first, whole numbers and integers. Let's go with the definitions, guys. Integers. What is an integer? Integer is a number that can be written without a fraction. Integers consist of 0, a positive, for example, 2, and their opposite or negative number, -2. Next, whole numbers. What are whole numbers? Whole numbers that start at 0 and count up forever. So 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. Let's keep going. Okay, guys. Positive integers. What are positive integers? Refers to all whole numbers greater than 0. 0 is not a positive integer. For each positive integer, there is a negative integer. Don't forget that. It's going to be very important, everyone, and I will remind you again. For each positive integer, there is a negative integer. And at the bottom here, I took a little snip from a blog that I will link at the end of the PowerPoint. And you are more than welcome to check it out. I think it has what we are going to go over. It has the Thai version of the words that I'm going over. Alright, and the last one for definitions is negative integers. What are negative integers? Negative integers are real integers that are less than 0. For example, -147 and -4 are negative integers, but -0.4181554 is not a negative integer. Alright, let's keep going, guys. Alright. Identifying whole numbers. Let's remember. Whole numbers, what are whole numbers? Numbers that start at 0 and count forever. Alright, let's do the first number. Is 8 a whole number? Anyone? Yes or no? Yes, good job, everyone. Number 2 is 9749974997949 a whole number? Anyone? If you answered yes, you are doing a good job, everyone. Number 3 is -5 a whole number? Let's think about that for a second. Is -5 a whole number? Don't forget, there's the definition at the top of whole numbers. Alright, is -5 a whole number? No, it is not. Is it a negative number? And whole numbers are not negative numbers. Alright, number 4 is 9.59 a whole number? Yes or no? Anyone? Yes or no? You answered no. Good job. No, it is a decimal, and whole numbers are not decimals, everyone. Alright, and the next one, number 5, is 5/7 or 5/7 in a fraction a whole number? Yes or no? Anyone? If you answered no, you're doing a good job. Let's keep going because whole numbers are not fractions or decimals or negative numbers, right? They are numbers that start at 0 and count up forever. Alright, let's keep going. Integers, let's look at the integers. Integers are just like whole numbers, but they can also include negative numbers. For instance, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all integers. Like whole numbers, integers do not include fractions or decimals. For each positive integer, there is a negative integer. That is very important. Let's say it again. For each positive integer, there is a negative integer. Alright, let's keep going. Identifying integers. Alright, let's look at the top. Remember, all whole numbers greater than 0. 0 is not a positive integer. For each positive integer, there is a negative integer. So, is 1/3 an integer? Yes or no? No, it is not. 1/3 is a fraction, and a fraction is not an integer. Number 2, everyone. Is -9 an integer? Yes or no? Yes, it is, right? Integers, for every positive integer, there's a negative integer, so -9 is correct. Number 3, everyone, is 8.6 an integer? Is 8.6 an integer? Yes or no? No, it's not. 8.6 is not an integer because 8.6 is a decimal. All right, number 4. Is -8.6 an integer? Let's do this. Sorry, guys. Keep going. Is -8.6 an integer? Yes or no? No, you're correct. It is a decimal. So number 5. Oops, there's 2 number 5s, guys. Actually, number 5 and 6. But number 5 is -947 an integer? Yes or no? Yes, it is. It's a negative number, but that is an integer. And number 6, guys, is -1/3 an integer. -1/3. Yes or no? You answered no. You are doing a good job. Number 6 is not an integer because -1/3 is a fraction. All right, let's keep going, guys. Classifying numbers. Let's see if we can classify some numbers. What type of number is -3? A whole number, an integer, or none? Is it, guys? An integer. Good job, right? -3 or a +3 are integers, right? What type of number is 5.1? A whole number, an integer, or none? All right, guys. And number 3. Oops. Number 2. What is number 2? A whole number, an integer, or none? If you answered none, you're doing great because 5.1 is a decimal. Alright, guys, number 3. What type of number is 122? A whole number, an integer, or none? An integer, guys. Good job. But it is also a whole number. And we'll get to that on the next one. Choose the statement that best describes the relationship between whole numbers and integers. Alright, it says A, all whole numbers are integers, or B, all integers are whole numbers. What do we think, guys? Don't forget, what was the definition of whole numbers? So, what do we think, A or B, guys? If you answered A, you did a good job, right? Because all whole numbers are integers, because whole numbers are from 0 to count up and never to stop. All right, why, class? Because whole numbers are numbers from 0 and bigger and never stop. Integers are both positive and negative numbers. That's why all integers are not whole numbers. All right, guys. And let's look at the number line. We'll talk about this, okay? So that's basically saying to the left usually is the negative integers, and to the right of the 0 is the positive integers. All right, and don't forget, I'm going to give you a worksheet, and more is more or less, right? Which one is more? More is the positive integer, and less is the negative integer. All right, so is 3 more or less than -2? Anyone? It is more since it's on the right of the decimal. Is -3 more or less than -2? It is a bigger number, but look where it is to the 0. -3 is on the other side of the 0, so it is less than -2. Less than -2. Alright, guys, for the homework, anyone, please email me at the following email with any questions. I hope you're doing all good and enjoy your break. I will attach a video along with the worksheet for you to explain the worksheet. I will try and send any answers at the end of the week for all worksheets so you can check your answers. Please check out the following link by holding Control and then clicking with the mouse, the left mouse, and you can click on this link and it should take you to the WordPress website that's in Thai for this. Enjoy, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.